On this channel, we have talked about column constraints that help you to guide against having dirty data in your database. But we know that in real world scenarios, they are not always like this. Sometimes your data is coming from a flat file and it is not very clean. Sometimes people fill a form and they did not write the correct term or the correct word, and you have to clean that data. Now, if a constraint has not been placed on the table and you have been tasked with an assignment of making sure you have correct emails in your report, what would you do? So I've created a report where team leads could directly click on emails and then from the report in Power BI and then send emails to their employees telling them what to do or how to do them based on the reports that they are viewing. Now, imagine in that case that the email is wrong. Okay, for an organization, it's supposed to be correct, right? But what if it has been filled out by an individual and they are not taking enough time to check if it is correct or not? Now, the task is on you to make sure that only correct emails that are clickable and can receive messages are showing in your report. How would you validate email correctness? SQL is not the best tool to do this, but since the task has not been done in the table creation, you have to do it in querying. How would you do that? We are still going to use char index that we learned about from our previous video. We have established that char index helps you to locate the position of a particular character in your block of text. So you have an hyphen, you have a space, you have whatever, you have an at, the symbol. Where is this character located in your block of text? Char index helps you to locate that. Now, can you think on how locating the position of a particular term or a particular character can help you to validate email in SQL? Okay, enough of all this talking. Let's get to the computer and see how it is done. So I will paste a query that I've already written, and you see that I created a table just to show this example, but trust me, you will find this often when you work with data from online forms or surveys and all of that. You will always have problem with some data quality, and it is right to check before you publish your report or before you submit your report. And this is one good way to check. So, or probably it's even in an email. They asked you, how would you check if the contents of a column of an email column is correct? This is a good way to check too. So I have pasted my query here. Let's review this rule for validation if it is a pass or a fail. So this first line helps you to check that, okay, there is an at in the email, but it is not at the start of the email. Your at should not be at the start of your email. This one, I added it, but it doesn't have to be. I actually have an email that has a dot before an at, but for the purpose of this video, let's assume that you cannot have a dot before an at, that your dot must only come after your at. So this one helps you to check that the position of the dot must be before the position of the at. We don't have to do this. We could actually remove this line, but I want to add this line just to make sure that at does not come immediately after, dot does not come immediately after your at. You shouldn't have at dot, you should have at so dot so. So this helps you to verify that. And then the right value and the right function here helps you to, on this line with the email, helps you to verify that. Okay, let me not use the ltrim outtrim yet because I've not talked about trim with you guys. So let's use only right. So this right function here makes sure that dot is not at the end, so you don't have at dot. You could continue adding more rules depending on your own perception of how a correct email should look like. You could still add more and more and more, but this is just to show you how you can use char index. Aside from using it to look for or split a block of text, you can also use it this way to verify the correctness of a block of text. So let's run this. Now we have our emails. So we have john@adventureworks.com, that is correct, and christy12@adventurework.com, that is wrong because there should be an at in this email. Let's look for another fail. Marco14@adventureworks.com, there is no dot, so that is wrong. And let's look for another one, another fail. Curtis@adventureworks. A dot should not end the email. There should be a com or org or whatever you are ending your email with. So This is just a simple example of how you can use char index in a different way. And if you are trying to do a validation whatsoever, I hope this opens up your mind to the vast possibilities of validations that you can do just with a few string functions. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to use some other string functions that are equally important. Trim family. I'm calling it trim family because we have the actual trim, we have the L trim, and the R trim, which is left and right trim. So I would see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that whenever I upload a new video, you are the first person to be notified. Let us learn together. It is fun to learn. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.